So the whole Total Rush team has been leaked, including SBCs. On top of that, the market has risen a lot since Division Rival Awards, but there'll be lots of good investments going into the panic selling. But before we do go and start today's video, if you guys are interested in daily subscriber trading guides, you can get these for free with Amazon Prime. All you got to do is scroll below the video, click on the top link, and then subscribe over on the channel, and then you'll get daily subscribe trading guides with daily investments and daily updated trading data. If you don't have Amazon Prime, it is just £5, €5, or $6. So let's go and talk about everything that's been dropped in the last 24 hours with news and investments. So let's start with the SBCs. We only got ourselves yet another POTM. We got a POTM a little bit earlier than what we expected. We got ourselves a Cravashelli. I can show you right here. And again, this was a bit earlier than expected. This was expected to go and come on the Friday. This came out on the Friday. Now, and this was expected to come out on the Friday, but it came out on the Thursday. So I don't know if EA is not releasing all the SBCs at one time to stop the saturation of SBC fodder being in demand and banging. And as a result, if they release one a day, then the demand is a little bit more spread out. But we only got the Cravashelli. Now, we weren't expecting him. We were expecting to go and get ourselves Pulisic. But instead, we got someone who I can't pronounce. Perfect. So he has got 5-star. 5-star is coming in at 230k. He's got a very nice card. Obviously, regarding player playstyles, he's got himself shooting playstyles, passing playstyles, dribbling playstyles, positions. He can play left wing, left mid, right wing. Bit annoying because his inform can play cam, which definitely would be more desirable with the 88 pace. But I definitely think pace is a lot less relevant this year, and I think dribbling and passing is a lot more relevant. So with the 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot, and if you guys don't know, 5-star weak foot does go into passing as well as shooting, then it can be very, very nice. Coming at 6 foot as well, not too bad whatsoever. But yeah, regarding roles, he can play only 2 role premiums, I guess. That's an inside forward as a left wing and an inside forward as a right wing. So yeah, there is the likes of Cravashelli. Now, did Crava do anything to the market yesterday is the question. Well, the squads that were required was one in form in an 85, one in form in an 86, and an 87 rated squad. But if we have a little look at fodder, he came out about midday. Didn't really do much. Again, Carvajal up there from 8.8. It's more so that they crashed with rewards rather than they rebounded so much with Crava. And again, Martinez, not really seeing much movement right there. They moved to 88, so we're not really seeing much movement right there. Regarding links, we don't see too much. Lukaku, I think, went from 11k to 14k and then back down again. Bit of a pump and dump as such. So yeah, we've got that right there. And then the other Serie A investments, I'll be honest with you, these cards were going to be naturally rising anyway because of people building Thuram. So we saw a rise on these, but I wouldn't really say they were too propelled by the likes of Crava. I think Crava came out here. We can see that there are big rises going into it. So yeah, the likes of Martinez. Now, on top of the Crava SBC, we did go and get ourselves marquee matchups. Obviously, International Week, so there's some nice coins made. The biggest one being Germany versus the Netherlands, and the second one being Belgium versus France. This is where the money was. This is my recommendations. Now, the Belgium-Netherlands, EA seems to, at the moment, love giving us a maximum amount of leagues or clubs. And, well, what this does is it pushes everyone down the exact same league. So when I saw this, and I saw, well, they want 2 German, 2 Dutch, I thought, well, the Dutch only has the Eredivisie, and the Eredivisie isn't as dubbed as a premium league as the Bundesliga. I said, do you know what? That means people going down the Bundesliga. So go and buy Dutch players from the Bundesliga. And I recommended people to go and buy them up to 800 coins. And they managed to get themselves all the way up to, I think it was about 2k was the peak. Obviously, again, it's a bit of a pump and dump, as in the prices are higher than the hour. So these did pretty well. The second investment I did go and see was that it was 1 Belgium, 1 France, but maximum 6 clubs. Again, that's basically pushing people down 1 league. So I said, do you know what? Because the Belgian league isn't too premium, people are going to go down the French league, so Belgian players from the Ligue 1. And well, how did Belgian players from the Ligue 1 do? They did very well. Again, I recommended up to 800 coins, giving people a little bit of wiggle room to buy stuff, and he went all the way. He actually went extinct at 5k. Some other investments I did go and recommend was Bundesliga right backs. I know there's only 1 rare Bundesliga right back, so I recommended these at 800 coins, and these again probably would have gone up to about 1.5, 1.6. I know there's a lack of German Bundesliga goalkeepers, so I recommend people buying German Bundesliga goalkeepers up to 800 coins. Again, they probably would have hit about 1.5, 1.6. And yeah, that's it. Very successful market matchup. People made really good money. As always, make sure to go and join the streams at 6 PM so you don't miss out on these. This isn't like a sub perk or anything like that. Literally, the streams are free for all. I give advice. I don't actually buy anything myself because I just go through every single investment and give you guys the investments because at the end of the day, my priority is to make you guys coins, not to make myself coins. So do make sure to go and join the streams. We cover all these investments for free and I say 6 PM every single day. So the next thing we did go and get ourselves was an Evo, and it's actually an Evo I'm actively completing. So let's go through and talk a little bit about what we're going to go, well, what Evo we went and got. We went and got ourselves the brand new Evo of Magic Knights. Magic Knights goes and gives you a +5 overall, up to an 85, a +5 pace, up to 89, a +5 shooting, up to 88, a +5 passing, up to 3, and a +4 physical, up to 80. You can get yourself Traveller, and it goes and gives Poacher Plus, which is actually a really nice playstyle. So yeah, very happy with that. The most popular players for this are, can we see the post Evo'd? There we go. Most popular players for this at the moment, I mean, they've changed a little bit since I last looked at them. Sorry, no, those are all the players. There you go. It's Rashford, Correa, Salma, Gabriel Jesus, Marlon, João Felix, Lookman, Werner, Colo, and others. Now, again, it's very interesting because this is the same set of players that were in the pre-order. So it seems a little bit dodgy from EA because it's like, here's your pre-order bonus, but we'll go and give it to everyone 2 weeks later for 50k if they want. So in my opinion, that's a little bit dodgy, a little bit muggy, especially as I would argue this upgrade is kind of better. I think it gives more shooting pace. It doesn't give a +1 weak foot, but it's the same pool of players. It's kind of the same upgrade. But yeah, let's have a little look at some of the cards. And Rashford is actually who I'm personally Evoing, if I can go and jump into my club. Right now, I actually just played a few games of squad battles just so I could go and Evo him, if I can head to my club, that is. I guess what the current team is looking like. Haven't really changed it too much as of recently. But yeah, so Rashford getting the honorary. I love this card. I think this card's brilliant. I love the 5-star skills on him. His power shot's brilliant. I just need a little bit more dribbling, shooting and passing. And I think this one gives shooting, passing and physical. So yeah, I'd take it as a compromise. But yeah, quite excited to go and get this card Evo'd, as I really do like Rashford. Otherwise, I would probably go and buy Griezmann. Because I could have gone and sold the Rashford. Because the Rashford, I'll show you right now, had a really, really nice rise. If we look, yes, they went from 7k all the way up to, I think it went almost up to 40k. Now, there's a bit of a problem with this, because, again, not only did it kind of get leaked before it came out, and as a result kind of didn't allow there to be too much investment without being risky, but the problem is EA's banning detection. I think people who mass invested in Rashford at about 7k, so probably who took leaks, and then when a mass sold him for about 21, 25, 30k, I think there's a decent chance those people are going to get coin wiped. And the reason there is a decent reason to believe they're going to get coin wiped is because EA's ban detection system doesn't understand anything. Like, EA's ban detection system doesn't understand that Rashford just went from 7k to 29k because of an Evo. Which means if you mass bought Rashford at 7 and then mass sold him at 29, they generally think that you are transferring coins. And people consistently through the year last year would get banned, mainly due to the rises on Evo cards. Now, what can you do about this? Well, what you can do is if you do go and make loads of coins off an Evo, what you want to do is you want to invest all those coins once you've sold the players. Because if EA does go and just coin wipe you rather than banning you, if you've got all your coins invested, they can't coin wipe you or anything. They can maybe coin wipe you the 1-2k you haven't got invested. Whereas if all your coins are just sitting there, they'll coin wipe you, you're making a appeal, and you've got a very low chance of getting your coins back. So just a little heads up if you do make coins on the Evo rises. Again, EA's ban detection system doesn't understand that. It's the same with SBCs, but as long as you don't really sell anything above 4.9k for a gold, non-rare, silver or bronze, you're all good. Obviously, again, there's rises way higher than 5k when it comes to some of these Evos. But yeah, talk about a few more of the nice Evos. We've got Salma, decent little Evo there. Again, her gold card went from 2.3k all the way up there to about 5k. We got Correa, again, really nice Evo. It's the same selection as previously. And again, his gold card, if I can go and grab it yesterday, went from 3k all the way up there to 16k. And then a bit of an outside one, someone that wasn't really used too much with the initial shooting, was Honore. Again, she had some legendary Evo cards last year. If we can go and grab her, she went from 900 coins up to 3.6, down there to 1k. So what you can understand is how EA's bot sees this and they go, well, that's a bit dodgy. She used to be 900 coins. She went up to 3.6k and now she's practically back down to 1k. So again, this sort of stuff I'd imagine also is a bit more dodgy to EA. But because she doesn't go above 4.9k, I don't think you'd actually have too much to worry about. So now we got the second crazy thing that kind of happened is because EA went on obviously nerfed the sprint boost meta, which we talked about in yesterday's video, people have been trying to find the next meta. And, I guess in the adventures of trying to find the next meta, people just basically went and tried last year's meta. So we went and saw a massive rise on aerial players. For example, Prince went from 70 up there to 90. Fernando Morientes went there from 226 up to 360 just because he's got aerial. It's crazy. What else do we have? We got Crouch, who doesn't have aerial, but he's 6'5". I think he's got aerial, like the minor of aerial. He went from 40k up there to 80k, which is crazy. And is that all she wrote? Sasic went from 40 up there to 47. So, and Miroslav Klose went from 400k up to being back extinct now at 450. So, yeah, that also happened. Now, I'm not going to lie, I haven't really seen too much hype by the pros. Normally what happens is social media can rise these cards, but it normally can't hold these cards unless the pros are pushing it. Obviously, the pros push the sprint boost, which is why the players who had, Rapid did really well. But if the pros aren't pushing this, then it is unlikely that these guys are going to go and hold some high value. If the pros are pushing it, well then fair enough, then they can be the new meta, and we can see them rise day after day. Just a little talk about the market now. Obviously, we had division rivals yesterday, so the market did go and rise. We can see that Conte went from 222 to 140. That was one of the recommendations we had. Mendy actually went down to as low as 115, but he went from, again, 115 all the way up there to 146. Really good coins there. Rodrigo, didn't personally have Rodrigo as a recommendation, but he went from 110 up to 126, so not a bad rise there. Tomorrow had his recommendation at 34, he went from 34 up to 40k, nice rise there. Edwin Sauer has a recommendation for 110, he went from 110 to 140. And yeah, that was how Gold did. They did very nicely after division rivals. How did Road to Knockout Stage Team 1? I had a few recommendations of Road to Knockout Stage Team 1 investments. I had Ollie Watkins, who I let's go through here. Ollie Watkins, who I recommended going and buying at 95 yesterday morning. He is now up to 107. We had DeMarco, who got down to 155. I recommended him. He's back up to 182. And Cherky, who we recommended at 245, is now up to generally about nearly 300k now. Why did these Road to Knockout Stage cards do well yesterday? Because they just weren't in packs. Team 1 weren't in packs, but people got more coins, and they spent those coins on the popular Road to Knockout Stage cards. And the thing is, these cards are going to continue rising. They're going to rise every day until the Monday before they play, which on average is about 9 days. So generally these cards will now rise for another 9-10 days. Team 2 had some quite, well, Team 2 had unexpected trends, but it kind of did follow last week, but we were gambling that it's not going to be the same as last week because how well Road to Knockout Stage Team 1 went made them look really appetizing as an investment. And because it made them look really appetizing in investment, the idea was the rebound would be faster. A little bit like how Team of the Weeks in the first Squad Battle Rewards kind of dropped for hour after hour, but Team Week 2 kind of rebounded quite heavily after Squad Battle Rewards. Now, of course, there is a Weekend League to count into that, but what it was a lot more people waiting for the investment than was actually being supplied. Well, again, we anticipated that, but that didn't really happen. So, for example, Garnacho, I kind of recommended at 350. He did get down to 330. He is since up to 360, and I said this to people at the time. A lot of people, I completely forgot how bad it was recommending an investment and then temporarily them going down. It was a hard 10-hour stream, I cannot lie. Because I was saying, last year we did see some of these Road to Knockout stages drop 30k, but then they rose 130. So yeah, it sucks that you don't get the absolute low point. In all fairness, the absolute low point was only a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour period. So, in the grand scheme of things, especially depending on your time zone, it's not like you could have guaranteed getting that low point anyway. But the point is that even though you don't get the low point, the loss or the drop of the card is irrelevant compared to what it rises. Again, I had some people who were saying their cards were down 20k, so you go and sell the card. And the reality is you're not really understanding the investment if you're panic selling it being down hour to hour. Because the idea is the card is going to rise day to day. So I don't care what the hour to hour drop is. Again, people would tell me the cards drop 30k. I don't care. I literally don't care if the cards are down 20, 30k because a 20, 30k drop is irrelevant compared to the 130, 140, 150k rise you're going to see in the next 5, 6, 7 days. These cards are slow rises. They are going to rise nicely out of packs, but the vast majority of these coins is just holding on to them for like 7 to 10 days. So it's a bit frustrating for my half, but I say people are only learning, so I can got to give a bit of benefit of doubt. But yeah, even if you want to board 350s, now up to 360, which is looking nice. Malguste had the same thing. We recommended him about 310, 315, I think. He did go down to 390, back up to 420 now. Bront is actually still kind of cheap. Brandt, again, we recommend about 57. Did go down to 55, back up to 60 now. Should do very nicely. Loftus-Cheek wasn't actually as bad. We recommended him around about 260. He then went down to 255. He's rebounded back up to 280 since. And yeah, there's the road to the knockout stages. Now, I'll talk a little bit later in the video, but there actually, I still think, is investment opportunities in road to knockout stage team 1. Just going to talk briefly about how last week's team of the week did. Now, it was a mixed kind of results. If it was more profitable to go and sell these cards after Division Rival Awards, or if it was more profitable to go and sell them in the hype. Now, I would say, because you could have gone and sold them, Wednesday before they went out of packs, because you could have sold them on Wednesday before they went out of packs and reinvested in stuff Thursday morning, even with some of these team of the weeks up, I still think it was a better investment to go and sell them on the Wednesday and reinvest in something different on the Thursday. A lot of people are saying, oh, Dan, is Van der Ven going to rise nicely out of packs? And I was like, he might rise nicely out of packs, but after he drops. And again, I just think they were better value for money investments. So let me just show you kind of what I'm talking about. So you've got someone like Pajor, who was 39k before she went out of packs. She then got panic sold down to 35 and hasn't really risen. So Pajor was more before she went out of packs than in packs. Van der Ven, again, 193k before he went out of packs. He then went and dropped as low as 188. And yeah, he's up to 202, but you could have invested in so many different golds that would have outperformed it. So again, another card that, despite being up a little bit from what it was before he was out of packs, it would have been favourable to go and sell it out of packs. Same with Eder Militao. Before he went out of packs was 240k. He is still more out of packs than he is now. More when he was in packs than he was now. Did get down to 225, did get up there to 242, but again, still just favours selling him before he went out of packs. Martinelli Wednesday, again, got up there to 60k. He might be back up to 60k now, but again, you could have got another investment. There was actually a double investment here where you could have sold him at 60 and bought back at 52. And yeah, had a really nice rebound there. Same with Ritten, was about 37 before she went out of packs, went down to 32. Yeah, she rebounded back up to 37, but it would have been more favourable to go and sell. Now, regarding the current team of the weeks. Now, last week, there were really good investments buying these team of the weeks about midday and going selling them on around about 6 p.m. Some of them maybe even 7, 8 p.m. Sadly, we didn't really see this working very well yesterday. If I show you yesterday, we can see that he went down there to 55 and then kind of went up to 60. So the rebounds, despite it working on literally 5, 6, 7 players last week, investing in team of the weeks didn't really work that well this week. And again, we can go and look at Saka, where he went down to 111, went up to 120, but then went down to 110 and up there to 123. So sadly, even though I'd say the caliber of players this week, some of them were better than the stuff that rose last week, it didn't work very well this time. Now, did it not work very well because it worked really well the previous time and lots of people invested? Probably is what it was. I doubt there was too much of a significant decrease in demand, which is why the players rose. I'd say it was just more people keeping them artificially inflated, and as a result, not letting them drop. You can argue there are less people buying their weekly team because people had it from last week, so that would be a counter argument there. Now, going to go and talk about the new promo that has been leaked, and that is Total Rush. And there's a fair few people panicking about Total Rush, saying, there's Mbappe's, there's Ronaldo's, there's Griezmann's. But what I'd like to do is tell you what came this time last year. What came this time last year was Trailblazers, and if I can go and grab Trailblazer Team 1, the promo team that is leaked, because again, I've had a lot of people say, is the market going to crash over the weekend because of this team? The team that is leaked for Total Rush, in my opinion, is worse than the team that we had the equivalent last year. Now, again, this isn't me being a pessimist, this is me just saying, I don't think, and last year what happened, the market didn't crash. Anything literally 50k and above from Friday held their price for about 2 weeks. And again, we can go and compare last year to this year, and it's very, very similar. You know, got Mbappe, Griezmann, James, Ronaldo, De Jong as the top players. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. They could arguably be, let's say, 500k plus. I don't think Tuchemani or Marquinhos is going to get into that. But if we look at last year, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that were 500k plus. So last year's team, I'd say, is as good, if not better, than this year's team. And another thing to bear in mind is the upgrades are the exact same. For example, basically what EA's done is they've just given everyone a 1 inform upgrade. So this is the card that Ronaldo had last year. Again, you know, last year he was in Team 2, but it's the same sort of thing. And the card is the exact same. He's got literally 1 less pace. He's got the same shooting. He's got a play style. He's got 3 more passing. He's got 2 more dribbling. He's got a 7 more physical given. But the thing is, it's the same sort of thing. It's literally just like a 1 inform upgrade, maybe a 2nd inform upgrade. And because it should be the exact same as last year, I wouldn't worry about panic selling stuff whatsoever. Again, they've also showed us the loading screen, and the loading screen on the top players is nothing more than a 1 inform upgrade. So as a result, we do think that the market will rise from Friday. Now, I do think it gets panic sold going into 6 p.m, which is where we go back to talking about the road to the knockout stages. I think you'll be able to buy road to knockout stage team 1, road to knockout stage team 2, heroes, icons, gold cards over 100k, team of the weeks in the current team of the week, current team of the weeks in the previous team week, going in 6 p.m. I'd say about 5:30 to 6 p.m. will be a really good investment opportunity. Or just throw all your money, ideally, into outer pack stuff, because it'll rebound really nicely after 6 p.m, presuming that it does go and get panic sold. We saw the exact same trend last year. We saw, the market being panic sold a little bit Tuesday to Friday, and then it literally rebounded Friday for 2 weeks, which was nice. Now, regarding investing in these players, not all of the players that are going out of packs are good investments, because fodder and mid-tier meta shouldn't do very well. The reason for that is because I think gold fodder that's in packs is going to drop nicely basically around about midnight between the Friday and the Saturday. Because the gold fodder that's in packs should drop nicely between Friday and Saturday, I think that can drop the outer pack fodder as well. I understand it's not in packs, but people go and panic sell it. We see this happen all the time. So I wouldn't recommend investing in the likes of Trent. I wouldn't recommend investing in Marquinhos. I wouldn't recommend investing in Williamson. Because I think that, even though, yes, they are fodder that's out of packs, I think initially they will drop after 6 p.m. I also don't recommend investing in the cheap meta. I don't recommend investing in Tuchemeni. I don't recommend investing in Marquinhos. I don't recommend buying Ronaldo, James. The reason I don't recommend buying these cards is because the cheap meta didn't do well out of packs last year. So Marquinhos got a Trailblazer card last year, and he went out of packs here. So you can see that he rose more in the pre-hype than he did out of packs. Out of packs, he didn't actually rise anything more. We can show you Ronaldo. This was him in the pre-hype going out of packs. He didn't rise out of packs. I can hopefully show you another player. Oh, this is Griezmann. So these were the players that did well out of packs. Griezmann went out of packs on the 13th, meaning he went from 99k to 119k. Salah went out of packs on the 13th. He went from 220, got up to 285. So basically, I wouldn't go and buy anything below 50k that goes out of packs, and I wouldn't be confident on it being a good buy. The only exception to stuff under 50k could be De Bruyne if you want to gamble on there being well-demanded SBCs. But yeah, we'll cover the SBCs in a sec. Regarding buying the teams as well, the low point on all of the players was Sunday. So it's kind of weird because last week the buy point was Thursday Division Rival Awards. But last year, and that was for Team 1 and Team 2 last year. So Team 1 and Team 2 have road to knockout stage, same trend as last year. Whereas these, the buy point was on Sunday. And I think it can be the exact same thing this year. Now, when it says Sunday, obviously there's a few times it could be. The first time it could be is midnight between Saturday and Sunday. This was a very cheap point for gold cards and current team of the weeks. So I'd hedge my bets towards saying the cheapest time will be midnight between Saturday to Sunday. Presumably we see nice panic selling after 6 p.m. on the Saturday. If not, I think you can gamble on post 6 p.m. content on the Sunday or the morning between the Sunday and the Monday. Probably wouldn't go squad battles. Squad battles was a rubbish time to buy last week. So, yeah, wouldn't be very confident on squad battles being the buy. Again, another card, just showing you that it's not only cheap cards, even the expensive cards, the cheapest on Sunday. That is an interesting thing, right? Unless you could get significantly lower than what they averaged on the Sunday there, it wouldn't have been worth selling your road to knockout stages to buy the Trailblazers. And that's why road to knockout stages are such a good investment, because there isn't much that is probably going to outrise road to knockout stages. We saw how good week one's done, and again, they'll keep on doing that for practically 2 weeks now, or a week and a half. So I'll be honest with you, if you have road to knockout stages, I wouldn't go and sell them on the Sunday to buy Trailblazers, because these road to knockout stages are just going to go and rise for 2 weeks. Meaning your best investment, again, at the moment, is going to be buying road to knockout stage Team 1 and Team 2 going into Friday, because they should have nice rises. But yeah, just show you a few more players. Another player, yet again, the cheapest on the Sunday, and that runs it. So again, a lot of people were talking about being... A lot of people were talking about panic selling their teams because of the new promo. Let me just show you how some gold cards from last year's promo did. This is how Hakimi did. Again, was literally a 30k player. Like, not very expensive whatsoever. You'd imagine these cards, the sort of cards that could crash. Well, I can show you Hakimi Friday to Friday literally didn't drop. Like, right, he went down 1k. And that's how a 30k card did. Let me go and show you how a 60k card did, or a 100k card did. A 100k card rose 20k over the weekend. Again, was the cheapest on the Thursday over the Friday because of the back end rise after 6 p.m. on the Friday should have been very high. Again, the SBC that came out was Rodrigo, so it's not like he rose for a link investment. And then we can show you expensive cards like Putella's, who again was the cheapest on the Friday, and then she went and rose for practically 2 weeks, and she went from 640 up to 740. So cards that are like 100k plus, or I'd say, yeah, cards that are like 200k plus, outer packs, heroes and icons, these cards should rise for the full 2 weeks of Total Rush promo. Cards that are 100k, I think they'll rise from this Friday to next Friday, but they'll still be semi-safe. And then cards again that are 50k or below, yeah, should be semi-okay. Maybe cards 20k and below a little bit more ropey. But yeah, basically the whole market is quite progressive over Total Rush. So, or was progressive over Trailblazers, so I think it'll be progressive over Total Rush. Now we'll talk about how the current Team of the Week is favoured to be. When's the low point on the Team of the Week? This was the equivalent Team of the Week we got during Total Rush last year. Well, again, these were the cheapest on the Saturday. So again, I'd probably say Friday evening, Saturday morning, or Saturday evening, Sunday morning will be the buy time. Sterling didn't exactly do very well out of packs. Valverde, cheapest on the Sunday. So again, incentive to go and buy Saturday evening, Sunday morning. And Koeman, again, cheapest there on the Sunday. So Friday evening, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, I think is going to be your buy times on the current Team of the Weeks. We do have ourselves some leaked SBCs as well. First one is Iwobi. Now, it's an interesting one here because Iwobi, obviously, he's got some decent stats, but he doesn't look too good to be offensive. He's kind of like a nice box-to-box. Because, unless they go and butcher his positions, Iwobi can actually play as a centre mid, which is quite nice. Because that's probably the only position I'd want to go and play that card. These are official stats as well. So again, I can't imagine it being too desirable on the left mid. Can't imagine it being too desirable on like the right wing. But in the middle could be pretty decent. Regarding link investments to Iwobi, he literally doesn't have anything. I wouldn't go for some like cheap plebby players as link investments. I would just let it be. You know, I wouldn't go for any investments. I wouldn't even be too confident on the card being demanded. The second SBC is quite interesting. It's Raheem Sterling. So 2 Prem ones. Is it going to be a little bit like last week where all we got was Serie A SBCs? Is this week going to be only Prem? Now again, this is his official card. Is okay. You know, it's all subjective on how expensive it is, really. Because now, if we go and compare it to we'll compare Gacha in a second. Yeah, if this card goes and comes out, and it's 200k. Especially as I don't think they'll go and give him like 5-star skills or 5-star weak foot. I mean, what's his base card? His base card is. I clicked on the wrong thing there. His base card is, if I can go and grab it, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. So more likely than not, they'll just up it to 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. If this card comes out 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 200k, I don't really see him doing too much. If this card came out at about 150k, I can see it being very well demanded. Comes out being 300-400k, I can see it not doing anything to the market. What would maybe be a little bit worried about? Maybe Garnacho. Obviously, he's got the same shooting as Garnacho. He's got one less pace. He's got himself a bit more physical. He's got the same dribbling. So it's a very, very common card, a very similar card to Garnacho. But unless that Sterling comes out at, again, I'd say 150k or below, I wouldn't be too worried. And I'd be quite surprised if he does come out being very cheap. Again, if you want to play it very safe, you could go and sell your Garnacho now. Go and buy something going into 6pm that couldn't get affected by Sterling. But more likely than not, the Sterling's going to come out 400k plus, and I don't think it's going to affect Garnacho. Because, of course, Garnacho is also a live card, which, you know, Sterling isn't. But, again, very, very similar cards for them to go and release. They actually have the exact same player positions as well. But, yeah, so his effect will... So Garnacho's price, or what happens to Garnacho, will be affected by the price of Sterling. We then move to what would I go and link invest. Now again, Sterling I think will only be demanded if maybe he's 200, maybe 250, but I don't think 250 would affect Garnacho. I'd say 200k and below will be good for link investments. What would I go and link invest Sterling with? I think Watkins is very good. Watkins will literally rise one way or the other, but he can have an increased demand because of Sterling. Likewise, Bjorn should rise one way or the other. I'm a little bit worried about Bjorn being overinvested for a link investment to... Lauren James. So misconception that you want to link invest promo cards. The only time you link invest promo cards is if they're from minor leagues, SBCs, or objectives. Now, I would definitely say, yeah, Lauren James is from maybe a bit of a minor league, but the problem is that promo card could be like 700-800k plus. And if it's 700-800k plus, what are the odds people are going to go and link her in with a 30k promo card? You know, you normally try and match the price of the promo card to the price of the link investments, unless, okay, the promo card is like way better than, I guess, the link investments or whatever. But yeah, so sorry, I'm waffling. But yeah, so Bjorn, I wouldn't be that confident. Again, if Sterling's very well demanded, he can rise. Another nice card is Walker. I think Walker can get nicely panic sold going into 6pm today, and because I think Walker can get nicely panic sold going into 6pm, he should rise one way or the other. But if Sterling is very well demanded, then I can see him doing well. And that about wraps that up. Again, I will be streaming all the way from 8 in the morning all the way through to 6:30, covering all the investments and everything for you guys to go and do. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll go and see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.